Hello, my name is Brett Hall. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Standard Chartered Bank in Indonesia, and I'm very pleased to be talking to Dina Artarini today about KNS and the work that is done in the community.
Good morning.
Hi, Dina.
Thank you for having an interview. We want to know what is your experience in having a social activity through a Karya Nyata social programs. I have a few list of questions. Appreciate if you can answer it one by one. Could you kindly share with us your experience in participating Karya Nyata social program, especially during the visit to University of Indonesia in Depok?
Okay. I first heard about KNS in July, and I've been to see two programs that KNS is involved in. One is a Posyandu community program in Depok, where most of the work was around encouraging and educating people in health and nutrition, particularly focused on children and the elderly. And I think that's important because there's a lot of focus on children, but not so much on the elderly. So it's touching all parts of the community, which is a particularly nice feature of it. I've also been to see a school for underprivileged children near Puncak. That too is a fantastic it's a fantastic program which provides help not only to the children of all ages, but also at the same time involves the parents and educates the parents in things that they can do to help themselves.
So there are two programs that you have attended, and can you just tell us what is the difference and what is your experience on the ground between the Karya Nyata Sosial itself with other social activity?
I've been involved in humanitarian work for more than 20 years.
Wow.
I've had involvement and exposure to humanitarian organizations in many different countries. KNS is special. It's quite unique, but compared to the other programs that I've been involved in. Firstly, it's very anchored in the local communities, so it really reaches out to touch the areas where help is needed most, and it gets very, very involved in the local community, leveraging the local community network to provide assistance. And a lot of that assistance is about education. It's about teaching people how to help themselves. So working very, very closely with the communities. Secondly, KNS has a very structured and well thought out framework, and that's important because it provides a structure and organisation for the work that they do. It is based on a very detailed assessment of the needs. So the effort gets focused on the things that matter most to the local communities that KNS is involved with. And so it makes a real difference to the communities in the areas where help is most needed. And I think thirdly, and very importantly, the impact is sustainable. So KNS is not about dropping into a community and doing a project and then disappearing. It engages the local communities and educates them in how they can use the tools and the help and advice that KNS provides to help themselves going forward. So the benefit of what KNS does lives on. It carries on long beyond KNS' first involvement.
Okay, you have touched the very important thing of the continuity which is the sustainability. So what do you think, what is the key takes away from your experience in participating in KNS program?
I think the key my key takeaway is how powerful a program is if it really engages the local community or the people that it's trying to help, and if it provides them with education and tools. This is where the framework that I talked about before is so important, where it provides them with the tools so that they can continue the work by themselves. It's impossible to be there in these communities that need help, all day, every day. It's impossible for any organisation to be there all the time. So the value of providing the community with something that allows them to carry on the work themselves is really, really important. And I think that's a really key differentiating feature of what KNS does.
Okay. Lastly, do you want to say a key message to the rest of Indonesian people who watch this video in relation to creating a better future for Indonesia?
Yeah, and Indonesia is currently enjoying fantastic economic success. It's growing and developing at a very fast rate. It's one of the most successful economies in the world by almost any measure. The standard of living is growing all the time. But as Indonesia develops, poor communities become more isolated, and there's always a risk that as the world develops around those communities, that they become neglected and forgotten. And that's why the work of organisations like KNS is so important, because it's reaching out to those vulnerable communities, and because it's providing the sustainable support, which means they don't get forgotten, and it helps those communities to grow as the world around them develops. So I would really encourage everybody to give KNS their full support.